What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So Chelsea just drew 2-2 to Qarabag away in the Champions League, and this is yet another draw this season that feels like a loss. This one really feels like a loss because it's a game that we should have won. We should have won this game. We should have taken our chances. We should have dominated. We should have controlled this game. We dominate against Tottenham, and then we come and struggle against Qarabag. And Qarabag were not even playing that deep. As the game went on, they were playing deeper and deeper, especially in the second half. But in the first half, they were not playing that deep. They had a tight setup at the back whenever we were attacking, but they were still more open. They were still more loose going forward. But we still couldn't find a way through their defense. And today's draw bottles down to two main issues. One, our defensive pairing today wasn't really good. This defensive mistakes, defensive issues are still hunting us. And secondly, Maresca's decisions with the lineup, I just don't get it. I just don't get why he made some of those choices. But we'll talk about everything in this review, so let's get straight to it. Let's talk about the lineup first. The issues I had with the lineup. I was happy to see Estevao start. I was happy to see Getting start. But I was worried about the centre-back pairing. We've not really seen Hato that much in the centre-back position this season. But my main worry was who he was paired with. If he was paired with Chalobah, he was paired with Fofana, I would have been more relaxed. But Tosin hasn't been his best these days, and this game especially, he was making all sorts of mistakes. So when I saw that, I was a bit worried. And then up front to our attack, Tariq George is not a striker. Anytime you put him in the number 9 position, he struggles. He rarely sees the ball. He rarely gets touches in the box. He really struggles. I don't know why we put him up top and we put Joao Pedro right behind him in the number 10 position. I just don't get it. I was also happy to see Reece James back in the right back position. They've taken the training wheels off. They put him in the right back position, expecting him to be running more down the line and instead of being in the midfield. The lineup had its issues. It had its issues, but in my head, I was just thinking that Qarabag should be an easy game. It should be an easy win. It should be an easy 3 points. I mean, no disrespect to Qarabag, but we should have been able to beat them. Look at how we dominated against Tottenham Hotspur, and then we come and then we struggle against Qarabag. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. Our inconsistencies this season has been very bad. We win against Ajax, we lose to Sunderland, we struggle to beat Wolves in the Carabao Cup, we comfortably beat Tottenham in the Premier League, and then we come and struggle against Qarabag in the Champions League. It doesn't make sense with these inconsistencies. We can't get a good run of games this season. We've not been able to. We've not got solid wins in a row. I would like to say the game started well, but I don't think it did. I honestly don't think it did. Our attack was poor. Yes, we were controlling the ball for the beginning of the game, the early minutes, but still our attack going forward was very, very poor. They were very tight at the back. They were able to sniff out anything that we threw at them. Tariq George being in the striking position didn't help. We have strikers on the bench. We have McGee on the bench. We have Delapto on the bench. Why not use one of them? Why not use one of them? Why use Tariq George in the position? Maybe the owners want to push up his value because they want to sell him in the next transfer window. So they're telling Maresca to be playing him more. But it's costing us. It's costing us games. I mean, him on the wings, I prefer him on the wings. I prefer him as a winger. He's very solid as a winger. But as a striker, no, I don't know why we used him there. I just don't understand why. So we're struggling in the first half. Where Estevao was the only one that was brilliant in the first half. He was the one that was making things happen. He was the one running against defenders. He was the one running down the line, cutting into the box, dribbling into the box, trying to make things happen. But then the crosses were not finding any target. There was nobody in the box most of the time, and we couldn't do much with the chances that we were creating. Corella on the left-hand side was also doing very well, also running against defenders and trying to cross the ball to get the box, but nobody there to reach it. The Qarabag defenders really did well to defend any cross, any threat that came into the box. Lavia also went down injured very early on in the game. I think he pulled something in his thigh, and if you pull something like that playing, it doesn't really look good. It doesn't look like he's going to be coming back anytime soon. I just hope it's quicker than expected and he comes back soon. I was really looking forward to seeing him play today. He was playing the Caicedo role. We've lost another player to injury. Lavia is a very good player, but I just don't understand why they can't manage his injury like how they've done with Reece James. I just don't get it. I just don't get why when he comes in, plays a bit, gets injured, goes again. Rich James hasn't gone on any long-term injury in almost a year. So they've done very well to manage his injury. They've done very well to work on his recovery and make him recover the fullest. Today he was playing a right back and was playing like his old self. So I don't know why they didn't do the same thing with Lavia. But we got a breakthrough. One of our attacks that landed was Estevao. A good build-up play, good pass from João Pedro to find Estevao. Estevao cut in onto his left foot and took a shot which snuck into the near post of the goal. But he even slipped, but it still went in. It was pinpoint. He saw the space and he took it. Even though he slipped, his shot was still accurate. And that was a Brazilian connection because João Pedro was the one who assisted that goal. That was a good goal from Estevao, and I was expecting after that we'll pile on the pressure, but we didn't pile on the pressure. We were still struggling to get into the box. We're still struggling to get into the box, mainly because of the players that we had on the pitch. Like I said, Tyreek George wasn't doing much up front, and João Pedro in the number 10 role too isn't the best. He's not a number 10. He should be playing in the striking position. Why are you playing in the number 10 role? You brought him in as a striker. You're playing him as a number 10. He has played there before in the past in his previous teams, but it doesn't mean that is where his best position is. He wasn't really doing well in the number 10 position. He was losing possession a lot. The 50-50 battles he was losing. He wasn't able to find Tyreek George too. So that doesn't make any sense why we continue to play him in the number 10 position. But then it all began to unravel when in the 29th minute, Qarabag equalized, and I think came after one of their players went down injured, and I think when play resumed, the Chelsea players were not yet ready, and the Qarabag players just played a long ball into the box, attacked, and Hato and Tosin, like I mentioned in Hato and Tosin, I was worried about this centre-back pairing, and yeah, truly, they were really struggling together. Even with that goal, they couldn't stop the attacker from breaking through into a penalty box, and then a shot came in that hit the post. Leandro came and pounced on the rebound and he scored, and they made it 1-1. And then not long after that, they got a penalty from Hato. I don't know whether the handball from Hato was intentional or not. He was trying to block the cross from coming in, and his hand was out. It wasn't really in a natural position. Sometimes this natural position thing, you don't know how to even determine it because he's running. So definitely when he's running, he'll be running with his hand. He'll be running with his hand out. But once his hand was outstretched like that, it wasn't really that outstretched, but it was outstretched like that, the referee is going to give it. So the referee gave it on the spot. VAR checked it and it was given. And yeah, they got a penalty and then they scored. So for the rest of the first half, we're trying to equalize, but they were too stubborn, man. They really sat deep in the first half after their second goal, and we were not able to break through. I was expecting Maresca to make the changes early, but I was hoping that he would make the changes at halftime, and truly at halftime he made the changes. Liam Delap came on, Garnacho came on, and Enzo Fernandez came on, and when they came on, you could see an instant impact. The way we were attacking changed, the way we were driving towards their box changed, and shortly after the second half began, we got a goal from Garnacho. We got an equalizer from Garnacho, and it was a good equalizer. He was trying to find Estevao first, a very poor pass trying to find Estevao. The ball came back to him and he took a very good shot that found the bottom right corner of the goal, and the energy was there, the momentum was there. After the goal came, we were attacking wave after wave of attack, and all of a sudden we just slowed down. We're not attacking again. That made the Qarabag players sit back deeper and deeper and deeper. But their attacks were always dangerous. Anytime they hit us on the counter, they looked like they were going to score. If they were taking their chances properly, they would have won this game easily. They could have won this game easily, but the attacks were very dangerous, very dangerous, but they were not taking their chances. When we got the ball, they sat back, and then we're playing around them, trying to cross the ball, trying to find somebody in the box. Liam Delap playing was better because he was coming out to receive the ball and then starting play and running back into the box. He was linking up well with João Pedro, but still, that center of defense for Qarabag was very strong, very solid. Another player that was also trying to make things happen was Estevao. The way he was doing in the first half, he was much brilliant in the second half. The second half, he was running against defenders, was taking them on, they turned the skills on, and he was fantastic. He tried to score once or twice, but he couldn't get the ball on target. It was difficult. It was difficult for him, and it was sad that we're depending on this 18-year-old wonder kid. A team that has so much talent like this, depending on Estevao. I can't wait for Kopama to come back. I heard Kopama might be ready before the Barcelona game. Our next game in the Champions League is against Barcelona, by the way, so that's going to be an interesting watch. Depends. I don't know what kind of Chelsea we are going to see on the game, on the day. Chelsea, when we are playing against big teams, for some reason we just turn up. Not always. Bayern Munich, we couldn't turn up. In the dying minutes, it was end-to-end, especially in the 80th minute going. It was end-to-end action. Those who came close in the second half was Enzo Fernandez. Garnacho also had a scissor kick that was saved. That could have been a goal too as well. Estevao too also had a chance to that wasn't really on target. I don't know. I worry about Tosin when it comes to 1v1s. He's just so bad when it comes to 1v1s. I think Thiago Silva has to come back to the team in some technical capacity to teach these players how to defend, because our defense is really lacking. If he retires, please give him a job at Chelsea. Let him be our technical coach when it comes to defense. So yeah, we couldn't get the win. We couldn't get the job done, and unfortunately we ended up drawing the game, and it's unfortunate. So I think now we are 13th or 12th on the table, and there are still a lot of games to go, but we should be winning these games. We should be winning these games. If we play against a Barcelona, play against a Bayern Munich, and we get a 2-2 draw, that is fine. But against Qarabag, against Copenhagen, against Prague, this kind of teams, we have to be winning. For some reason, we are not. So that's been my review of the game. What do you think about the game? Let me know your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know if there was something that I missed out on. Let me know who your best players were. I think mine for me today was definitely Estevao. Estevao was my best player. He was just fantastic on the pitch, and this guy is just gonna get better. Who disappointed you the most? For me, it was Tosin and Hato. These two players, the second half they were better, but still, man, these two players, they just need to get their act together. If you're not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe, give the video a like, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.